What are the best and worst fiber foods for fat loss and gut health? In this video, I am going to rank 50 of the most popular foods from these 9 categories on a tier list from S for super to F for fail. This is how your poop looks on low fiber days. And this is how it should look on good fiber days. And it's not just about digestion. In the long run, high fiber intake protects you from colorectal cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even early death. Now, women need about 20 to 25 grams fiber per day, and men need 30-35 grams per day. But in reality, people are barely getting 10 to 15 grams per day because most people eat the wrong foods for fiber. This entire salad plate barely has 1 gram of fiber, but just one big guava gives you 10 grams fiber in one go. The real top tier fiber foods are not your salads and vegetables. Now, to rank all these foods, here is my ranking criteria. For every food, I will consider a realistic daily serving of 200 calories. Most people eat 100 to 200 calories of any food in one serving. So, if one realistic serving can give you more than 10 grams fiber, we will put it in S tier. If you get 8 to 10 grams fiber, A tier, and so on. And if it's less than 2 gram fiber, I am putting it in F tier. Alright, let's get the worst out of the way. Animal products. These are purely zero fiber foods. See, fiber is fundamentally a property of plants. It comes from plant cell walls. So, if a food comes from animal, it cannot have fiber. Meat, eggs, any dairy product. All animal foods are going straight into the F tier. If your diet is mostly animal based, high protein, then you must add fiber from plant sources. Otherwise, you will feel heavy and constipated. Next, let's talk about one of the best fiber foods, dals and legumes. Kala chana and Kabuli chana. Similar दिखते हैं, but Kala chana has a much thicker outer skin, which means more fiber. So while Kabuli chana has 6.7 grams fiber, and therefore Kabuli chana goes to B tier, Kala chana has a whopping 11 grams fiber. Kala chana belongs in S tier. Rajma lies in the middle with 9 grams fiber. A tier. Next, let's look at dals. छिलके वाली साबुत दाल, उड़द, मूंग, मसूर. ध्यान से देखिए, साबुत उड़द has a thick, tough black skin, whereas sabut masoor has a much thinner skin. So jahan sabut masoor has 6.4 grams fiber, therefore sabut masoor goes to B tier. Sabut urad has 10 grams fiber. Sabut urad belongs in S tier. Sabut moong and tur are in the middle with about 9 grams fiber, and sabut moong and tur will go to A tier. Overall, sabut दालें are amazing fiber foods, but most commonly हमारे घरों में धुली दालें यूज होती हैं. दाल का छिलका हटा देने से it becomes faster to cook and easier to digest, but you also lose 30 to 50% of the fiber. So now, same 200 calorie serving, chana, urad, moong, tur, all of these are 5 to 6 gram fiber in one serving. That's not bad, but nowhere close to their S and A tier sabut parents. Chana dal is also commonly consumed as roasted chana or ground to make sattu or besan. That doesn't, however, change the fiber content. I'm putting all these polished dals in C tier. Next, let's discuss grains. Very interesting, because almost every Indian eats some form of grain every day. Now, every grain has 3 parts: bran, germ, and endosperm. Almost all fiber lives in the bran, that outer layer. And the more you refine a grain, the more bran you lose and the less fiber you get. If you eat the grain whole, you get maximum fiber possible. So let's start with the whole grains. Wheat grain is a staple in North India. You can have this as whole wheat atta or dalia. It gives you 7 grams fiber in a 200 calorie serving. For reference, that's 2 rotis. So all the whole wheat products belong in B tier. Next, barley. It can be consumed just like wheat as rotis or dalia, but here you get 10 grams fiber in one serving. Excellent. Barley goes to S tier. Brown rice is the least processed form of rice grain. Bran is fully present, but even then you barely get 2 grams fiber in one serving. Sorry, I am putting brown rice in F tier. Brown rice is often marketed as health food, but it's definitely overrated. Next, rolled oats or steel cut oats. This is the minimally processed form of the oat grain. और यहाँ you get 5 grams fiber. Not that high actually. C tier. Quinoa, ये भी एक whole grain है, can be cooked exactly like rice, and one serving gives you about 3.8 grams fiber. Not very impressive. Quinoa goes to D tier. Corn grains have different varieties. ये है popcorn वाली variety. and 200 calories of popcorn gives you about 7.5 grams fiber, and that's a huge bowl of popcorn. This movie snack is actually a better fiber source than the overhyped products like brown rice and quinoa. Popcorn goes to B tier. Ragi, bajra, jowar are millets. Fiber wise, you get 6 to 7 grams fiber in one serving. Pretty good, not extraordinary though. Solid B tier foods. Now in sabhi grains mein, wheat and rice are the two most commonly consumed grains, and these are further processed to make refined flour, where bran is fully removed. Wheat is processed to make suji and maida. Suji or rava is commonly used to make upma, halwa, shira. For some reason people think suji is healthy, but it's not. You barely get 2 grams fiber per serving. F tier. Maida is the most refined form of wheat. Ground, bleached, stripped of everything. Almost zero fiber. और मैदा से ही बनता है entire junk food ecosystem. White bread, naan, cake, Maggi, samosas. All the maida products belong in F tier. Similarly, if you remove the bran from brown rice, you get white rice, which is India's staple grain. In one serving, you barely get 1 gram fiber. White rice से बनता है poha, which is flattened rice, and murmure, which is puffed rice. Idli is also basically rice balls. So white rice and all its derivatives belong in F tier. Same level as brown rice though. और जिस तरह wheat से मैदा बनता है, उसी तरह corn से बनता है corn flour and corn flakes. Almost zero fiber, F tier. Many people think sabudana is grain related, but it's not. Sabudana is a refined starch extracted from a root vegetable, cassava. And just like maida, it has zero fiber. Sabudana surely belongs in the F tier. Next, let's move to the most stereotypical fiber food, vegetables. Most vegetables are low calorie, high volume foods. And a 200 calorie serving of a vegetable would mean an absurd quantity. So here a realistic daily serving size would be 200 grams. Now the problem is, people assume any vegetable is a good fiber source. That's not true. While some vegetables are genuinely good fiber foods, some have almost nothing. Like this plate, it barely has 1 gram fiber. 3 cucumbers, that's still just 1 gram fiber. Cucumbers belong to the gourd family. This is the biggest vegetable family in Indian kitchens. And in general, gourds are the worst fiber vegetables because they have a very high water content. Or fiber comes mostly from plant structure. In a 200 gram serving, cucumber, kakdi, lauki, petha barely have 1 gram fiber. F tier. Turai, tinda, kaddu, parval, karela, these are slightly better. You start to see a bit more structure, a bit less water. You get about 2 to 4 grams fiber, just passing at D tier. Next, nightshade family. Tomatoes, shimla mirch or any chili in general. You can get 2-3 grams fiber in one serving. D tier. Exception here is bangan, which has a much denser flesh, basically more plant structure. In one serving, you get a good 6 grams fiber. So brinjal belongs to B tier. Next, cruciferous vegetables like gobi, patta gobi, broccoli, radish, and leafy greens like palak, sarso, bathua, methi. These are often assumed to be the best fiber foods. But in one serving, you only get 4 to 6 grams fiber. Good, but not that impressive. All cruciferous and green leafy veggies belong in C tier. Next, bhindi. Bhindi doesn't get as much marketing as leafy greens or broccoli. But eating a 200 gram serving of bhindi is very realistic and it gives you 6.4 grams fiber. B tier. That slimy texture you feel when cooking bhindi is mucilage, a form of soluble fiber. Next, root vegetables like potato, carrot, beetroot, sweet potato, arbi. These are dense and starchy and you get 4 to 6 grams fiber per serving. C tier. Next we have bean and pod vegetables like matar, beans, gawar phali, same phali. Any beans or any phali. इन्हें ज़्यादा hype नहीं मिलती है, but these are actually the best fiber vegetables. In one serving you get 6 to 8 grams fiber. Solid B tier. Exception here is green peas. You get a whopping 11 grams fiber in one serving. That's more fiber than most sabut dals. Peas are going straight to S tier. Next, let's discuss fruits. Just like vegetables, the more watery a fruit is, the less fiber it has. Now, most people eat 200 grams of fruit in their daily diet, or at least they should. So यहाँ भी serving size I'm assuming 200 grams. Starting with the worst, melons like watermelon and muskmelon. These are actually gourds, the same family we just discussed in vegetables. And just like any gourd, they are more than 90% water. A 200 gram serving barely has 1 to 2 grams fiber, almost nothing. Melons belong in F tier. Another terrible fiber fruit is grapes. They come in different colors, but all grapes are basically sugary water balls. You get 1.8 grams fiber in one serving for 138 calories. That's the worst fiber to calorie ratio of any fruit. All the grapes belong in F tier. Next, fruits like mango, papaya, pineapple, lychee, jackfruit, these have a sweet and soft flesh, which is not very fibrous. All of these go to D tier. इनसे slightly better हैं citrus fruits like orange, kinnu, mossambi, grapefruit. You get 4 to 5 grams fiber in one serving. I'll put citrus fruits in C tier. Next, berries like blueberry and strawberry. These are very seasonal and a bit expensive in Indian market. You get 4 to 5 grams fiber in one serving. C tier. The real high fiber berries are raspberry and blackberry. ये भी seasonal है and although easily available in Europe but hard to find in Indian market. In one serving you get 11 to 13 grams fiber in just 100 calories. Blackberry and raspberry go to S tier. Next, apple and banana are India's most common fruits and you get a nice 5 gram fiber per serving. C tier. Though remember, if you peel an apple, you lose almost half the fiber. So max fiber के लिए always eat them with skin. Pears are actually better than apples for fiber. You get 6 gram fiber here. Kiwi also packs 6 gram fiber for a 200 gram serving. Both of these go to B tier. Now let's look at the best fiber fruits. Pomegranate, you get 8 grams fiber per serving. Again, most of that fiber lives in the seeds of each individual anardana, not the juice around them. So you have to eat the seeds, don't throw them away. You get 8 grams fiber per serving. A tier for sure. Sitafal has 8.8 grams fiber. The flesh here has a thick custard-like consistency from fiber and natural sugars. A tier. Next, the two most underrated fruits. Chiku has 10.6 gram fiber and guava has 10.8 grams fiber in a 200 gram serving. Very easily available in the Indian market and no imported fruit comes even close. Guava and chiku go straight into the S tier. Lastly, avocado. Most people think of it as a vegetable, but it's actually a fruit and an unusual one because most fruits are high in carbs, but avocado is high in fats. So that makes it very calorie dense. A 200 gram serving has 14 grams fiber, but that's also 320 calories. Definitely an unrealistic serving for most people. So here, if we look at a 200 calorie serving, you still get 8.4 grams fiber. Definitely A tier. So overall, fruits are a decent fiber source, some being exceptional, but none of this applies to fruit juice. The moment you juice a fruit, you throw away the pulp, the skin, the seeds. That's where all the fiber was. One whole orange gives you 4 gram fiber, but one glass of orange juice is barely 0.5 grams fiber. So all fruit juices go to F tier. Next, let's talk about seeds. Seeds are broadly a rich source of healthy fats and minerals, but some are also excellent fiber sources. Considering a 200 calorie serving, chia seeds have 14 gram fiber. Sabja seeds have about 11 grams fiber. Flax seeds have about 10 grams fiber. These three definitely belong in S tier. Just make sure to grind flax seeds before eating because whole flax seeds can pass through your body undigested. Similarly, make sure to always soak sabja seeds and chia seeds in water before eating. They swell up in water and form a gel, which is itself a soluble fiber. Never consume them dry. Bachi seeds are not in the same league at all. Sunflower, sesame and pumpkin seeds have only 2 to 4 grams fiber. D tier. Next category, nuts and dry fruits. Nuts are rich in healthy fats and minerals, but not so much in fiber. Almonds have 4.4 gram fiber in one serving, C tier, and it only gets worse from here. The rest, pistachios, peanuts, walnuts, have 2 to 4 grams fiber. All of these belong to D tier. Cashews is the worst, having only 1.2 grams fiber, F tier. Next, let's quickly look at soy products. Almost all of them are known for high protein, but their fiber content varies based on processing. Edamame are immature soybeans, the least processed form. A 200 calorie serving gives you 8.3 grams fiber, which puts it in A tier. Soya chunks are also quite decent, with about 7.5 grams fiber per serving. A solid B tier food. Soybeans, however, are high in fat, which increases calories quickly. So a 200 calorie portion gives you only 4.2 grams fiber, which puts them in C tier. Tempeh is simply fermented soybeans and it gives you about 5.2 gram fiber. We'll put it in C tier, just like soybeans. And once soybeans are processed further to make tofu and soy milk, most of the fiber is lost. Both of these belong in F tier. Lastly, let's talk about fiber boosters like Isabgol and wheat choker. These aren't typical foods you eat as a meal, but you can very easily add these to your meals to instantly increase fiber intake. Think of these as natural fiber supplements. Isabgol is mostly soluble fiber, wheat choker is mostly insoluble fiber. Isabgol gives you 10 grams fiber, wheat choker gives you about 6 grams fiber. in less than 30 calories. That is a huge fiber boost from just a small addition to your meal. You can mix isabgol with water or a glass of milk or even a bowl of dal. Similarly, wheat bran can be mixed into atta, dahi, smoothies or dalia. So I am putting both these fiber boosters in S tier. एक फूड जो किसी कैटेगरी में फिट नहीं हो पाया but I must discuss is makhana. Most Indians know it as a light, crunchy, roasted snack. And just like popcorn, makhana is filling, high volume and makes for a perfect evening snack. A 200 calorie serving gives you 8.4 grams fiber. Now this might be too much volume, so I am putting makhana in B tier, same as popcorn. ये है आपके सामने पूरी लिस्ट तैयार. अब इस लिस्ट को यूज कैसे करना है? 3 बातें ध्यान रखनी है. Number 1. Prioritize the top 3 tiers. If your diet consists mostly of C and D tier foods, then I can almost guarantee that you are fiber deficient and your poop experience is not consistently good. Solution: you have to consciously include foods from S, A and B tier because these are the foods that actually deliver meaningful fiber in a realistic serving. Include any 2 in your day and you are already at 15 to 20 grams fiber. If you want more ideas and recipes to boost your fiber intake, I will attach a recipe doc in the description. You can check it out. Number 2. Eat 500 grams of fruits and vegetables daily. This is a general nutrition rule that works for almost everyone. Even though not all fruits and vegetables are top tier fiber foods, but eating 500 grams per day will add another 8 to 10 grams fiber to your diet. Plus you get all of the good stuff, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants and hydration. So think of fruits and vegetables as your nutrient foundation and the top tier fiber foods as your fiber backbone. Number 3. Feel free to use fiber boosters. If after everything you still find yourself struggling to meet your daily fiber intake consistently, then fiber boosters make it very easy. Things like isabgol and wheat choker. Like we discussed, you get 10 grams fiber in just 2 tablespoons of isabgol. Feel free to add it in your diet as needed. Acha, when you are increasing your fiber intake, remember to increase it gradually. If you are currently eating 10 grams fiber per day, suddenly going to 35-40 grams fiber per day can lead to bloating and stomach discomfort. So increase by about 5 grams fiber per week and drink enough water and see how you feel. And remember, the lower tier foods are not bad foods. Every food serves a different nutritional purpose. Animal foods are F tier for fiber, but they are S and A tier for protein, like we discussed in the previous video. Similarly, melons are F tier for fiber, but they are one of the best foods for fat loss because of high volume. This video was only about ranking foods through the lens of fiber content. Most importantly, the real benefit is awareness. Once you know which foods are top tier fiber foods, you automatically make better choices. अगर आप अपना प्रोटीन और कैलोरी ट्रैक करते हैं and if you want to improve your fiber intake, then I highly suggest you start tracking your fiber intake at least for next 14 days and apply the information given in this video. Your digestion and gut health will thank you. Also, if you are looking for customized diet plan and training plan for weight loss and body transformation, then check out our coaching details at hypertroph.com. We'll take care of everything for you, telling you exactly what to put on your plate and exactly what to do in the gym to make sure you get results like these. If you want to know about best to worst protein foods, तो इस पे मैंने पिछला वीडियो बनाया था जिसको मैं यहाँ लिंक कर दूंगा. Stay fit.